Hey guys, you got the wicked lady hippie at the bar live again. My husband came in and there was a thing going on and I had to take care of the thing and I haven't had a second to come back in and edit. I just went off the air and came back and opened up the air again, so to speak, whatever this is. I'm a hippie, give it a rest. It's my bar, I don't need Uber. And let's see, if you haven't catched anything on the description, check it out. Let's see. Army veteran, first group of women to train with the men. We had headed out for the WEX, Women's Auxiliary Corps, nurses and typists. We landed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and we were now regular Army to be trained with the men. We could leave or we could stay. Not one woman said, I'm leaving. We all looked at her and went, bring it. I'm from Chicago. And my husband says I went to a resort because we did everything at our high school. We had gymnastics. I was in there all those years. Karate lessons all those years. Fencing, horseback riding, swimming, tennis. Oh, we had all that. There was a different building if you wanted to watch, football, baseball, whatever those were. So maybe I did go to a resort. Yeah, compared to the southern, great stuff. Any event, it's some friends of mine. They knew I was online. No, I'm sorry, they did not know I was online until I went outside to see them. And they said that if they had known I was online, they would have probably tried to talk to me, trying to make sure I'm not so loud. And I'm wearing all the hats, so give me a break. And so I said, well, it's okay. I've come off the broadcast. I'll try to edit later, and I don't like to do that. And this is giving me fits. So I always wanted the damn golden mic, and now it's literally giving me fits. So it's just me. Hippies unite. Let's jump in here. Come on, y'all got to be laughing at Brian about something. All these years, all the parties I've thrown, all of us used to sit around and say, "Oh, the barcode is it's the mark of the beast," and then that come around and. Suddenly, in my second or third job at the grocery store, we weren't typing it in and actually counting the change back. No, we had new stuff and it went beep if it worked right. So for an entire 20 years, nothing worked right very long, and they changed it every 6 months, which was fun. I loved that. Now I'm really happy because once they got everybody onto analog in 2010 to 2012, gave everybody the smartphone. May Steve Jobs' name be a blessing, amen. I do borrow that from the Israelis. And as far as the Israelis go, we love you guys. I have no idea what's going on in my country, but they better not do it in front of me. And the first one that gets in front of me with a bullhorn while they're burning my flag on top of it, they better have a very good hospital plan. And maybe an ambulance call before they do that. In any event, I was actually called as an Army veteran. A homegrown terrorist. That pissed me the hell off. We've got women fighter pilots. These babies are putting them bitches vertical and landing them on the carrier. Love those ladies. Even the other pilots, the male pilots, and she's got it. But they all do. And I don't know if there are service personnel. Y'all know we're one big family. It don't matter. I have always still been with the military. Been with the civilian part of the military. I'm still attached to the VA, so I'm still, working for my country as far as I'm concerned. I've been really angry watching the, the 4-year party at Weekend at Bernie's, starring Sleepy Joe. I love that Pocahontas joke too. That's so funny. I think Donnie's funny as hell. And Cat Williams has got it right too. He's like, that man don't give a fuck. He don't, and he's right. And the other thing I remember, and I love you, Cat. I hope I'm not stealing, guys. I'm not stealing. Just go watch it yourself. You're missing it if you ain't seen it lately. And that was he was talking about just his first term, because they stole the second. They proved it. I heard when they said what Georgia said, they put that up there, and I was like, that's from 15 different phone calls, and it makes it sound like he's telling them they got to go get this amount of votes. He's just going to take the country wherever by force. And that's what they said. I never believed I heard of that Russian thing so much that I stopped literally watching what they call legacy channels now. because it was not the news. By 2015, there was no news. 14 volcanoes went off. We had 96 earthquakes, 4 tsunamis, 3 forest fires, a hurricane, 17 tornadoes, and that was just on one day. And none of it was on CNN or ABC or MSNBC or NBC. No. But Fox was covering pretty well there for a little while. And then they're all political channels. I don't know why they even actually use the term news, because they're not. I ran a small paper while I was down here for about 4 years. That was a real hoot. I wrote a book about that too. And any event, I'm up here again because I got jerked away to go see these friends of mine. And I'll try to see what I can do about editing it. But if you see me, I'm in the same clothes. I came back 20 minutes later, and I haven't been able to slice them together very well. I haven't tried to do that before. So you may end up having to just jump to the next set. It's a bar. I decided to have a couple bottles of my whiskey fireballs. They had that burst of cinnamon at the end, like the old gobsmackers, we called them. And you had to keep spitting them out because your mouth was on fire with the cinnamon. We were nuts as kids, man. We walked and biked everywhere. We were in good shape. These kids, they had trouble walking downstairs to, my 13-year-old granddaughter, suddenly she's 13. I ain't gonna say how old I am, it's a state secret. So to round the night out here, since we're approaching the evening, I came back on just to explain what happened and to ask if you, and I forgot my chat again. It's been a long day already. I'll try to get up here again on Friday. And for those of you who want to see me, try to hit a like, subscribe. You saw it. I don't know. They like that. Actually, I would like to know. It's been 3 years. I took that time off because I was so severely injured. I was literally bedbound. I just couldn't do anything. Yes, I get up there and fidget. And I had to open the second channel when I came back on because I just couldn't get the other one cooperating. And so I just don't have the viewership that I had. I don't think I haven't found it, haven't looked for it, because it's basically almost the exact same thing. I think I added Live at the Bar, and that was all. I was under Wicked Lady Hippy, I believe, on the first channel, but it's been a little while. And I was hoping we hippies would unite again. It was like I was telling the story of, we used to have the Keggers. I used to throw toga parties. Love the toga parties. The men lost their togas a lot. And so, one year they came over. We had like 15 kegs. I would stamp you so you could get back in without paying. So I'm like, okay. And some of the guys, Velcro had just come out. And they decided that they would use these Velcro towels. And we did give them back eventually, I think, most of them. I think some of the girls were selling them back. No, that was not my last talk about it that I threw, but it was the last time they showed up in the Velcro. But we had a good time. I don't see people doing that. I mean, my grandson, Tim, I guess a good time is going to these. It's not what we used to do, Eddie Van Halen was a good time for me. Journey was a good time to me. I'm there, I'm live, I got backstage passes. I'm part of security because I'm from the base, and that's what I did as a second job for years in San Antonio and a few other places. So that was, that was my era. That's your era. Get in here and talk to me. We've lost so many good ones. John Bon Jovi, who's not singing anymore. But he's left us a lot. They all did. Carol Burnett, all the ones we grew up with. And they just would crack people up without even trying. Tim Conway, he picked on Harvey Korman so bad at the Carol Burnett show. That dude was always cracking Harvey up. News radio was great. I just loved that show. It was tragedy at the end there. And Joe Rogan, I still say I love that super show you made. That was it was great. I've watched your career blossom ever since then. I've been glad to see that you've been doing so well. Glad to see you're not in New York or California anymore. I think you were in California, not you're in Florida. Oh no, you're in Austin, Texas, I believe you said. And of course, Texas for me is, They hadn't let 40 million Hispanics and whoever in during Obama's third term, the one that was using Joe Biden as the puppet. Okay, bring it on. So, I couldn't go back to Texas then. As a grandmother, they weren't taking their kids there. My son loves San Antonio. But his son is again, he's Army veteran as well. And even I wouldn't send him along there. If we were, I always carry. I've carried since I got pinned down by gunfire at an event in San Antonio. With 3 kids and their mother, and one was just a baby, the others were toddlers, and we were pinned down for some time. I didn't have a weapon. They finally killed the thing. They finally killed him. And it was horrific. Lots of people got shot. Lots of people died. And I was so angry at myself because I was trained to fight. I was trained with weapons. I had weapons. I had not brought those weapons with me. I hadn't brought one weapon. Didn't think of it. Luckily, we got out of it. The children were okay. The mom was okay. But that wasn't true for others. And I said then, I'm not going to carry it just for me. I couldn't put a stop to this. If there's somebody that comes by and they pull out a weapon, or they drive their truck in and they pull out a weapon, they're dead before they get out of the car because I'm going to shoot them in the head. And I'm older now, so I use laser sights. You guys think Angelina Jolie was so good? Where do you think she figured that shit out from? That was my generation, not hers. We had to reload quick. Because we were fighting against the men even after we got out. We were not backing down. What can you do at the range? Bring it. If nothing else, it was a learning experience. It was all fun and games. It wasn't making fun of somebody or making someone feel they weren't good enough because they didn't get what you did or you didn't get what they did. It was just that was it. Hippies, we're hippies. We love everything and everybody. But then again, those of you who get on our bad side, stay there. They just stay there. Most of us want to lock you up in a little thing, send you to space, and see if anybody from Superman's place can help you out. But they don't have that. I have a problem with people that speak bad about the president. For God's sakes, a mugshot, which I do love, Donnie. I love that it was put in the Oval Office, but it should never have happened. Yeah, they made us a laughingstock of the world, and that was after Obama's apology tour that he did. Yeah, that was fun. I'm like, you were born in Kenya. Your name is Barry. Now you're Barack Hussein Obama. Hussein Obama. You had to hunt that bitch down while he was picking lice out of his beard and kill him. And mind you, the first George Bush, the father of the second George Bush, they both weren't president. He was the CIA director who put Saddam Hussein in power. And his son, 25 years later, is the one who looked for him and hung him. Y'all don't know that, do you? Don't watch those stupid programs. Stop letting them program you. Look the shit up for yourself. You've got all this at your fingertips. All of it. If you want to know what so-and-so thinks, just scroll until you find somebody go, hey, let's talk about this. Where are you guys? Where are the hippies that we all used to talk about this stuff? Are we really all this scared of our government now? I ran into people that were so scared of the IRS that they wouldn't even bear above a whisper talk about it. This wasn't true in the 80s and 90s, but in the 21st century, it became more and more true. And also what scared the piss out of me, and it should you all, is that this is the way the majority of the people think. They're running around on October 7th, celebrating the Palestinians, who is a made-up name. That's not a nation, it's not a city, it's Gaza. None of them wanted that. Not one Arabic nation wanted any of those refugees. Clue number one. Clue number two, Palestine has not ever been used to describe this place except by these people. We don't know these people, and they're not supposed to be there. But even if they are, they killed almost 2,000 people, took hostages, 200 of those. Even the Israelis did a nice thing to the world. They didn't show you nor tell you the horrific other atrocities that these people did. Now, I did see where they come through, and I was highly pissed off about two things. Where was the idea? They didn't just drop the fucking ball. They never had the damn ball. They didn't know there was a ball in play. That's not like the idea. And why would they put 1,500 kids at a rave next to Gaza, Palestine, with a chain link fence that I could hop over at my old age? It was just screaming, kill these people. And they did. They went through that fence like a hot knife through butter and slaughtered these people. By the way, a kibbutz is like a suburb in the United States. Think about it. These people are running around there in their safe rooms. They got safe rooms because there are missiles all the time. And they get them out because they've got their neighbor's 12-year-old boy with a gun to his head. Come out and we shoot him. They come out and they shoot him anyway. And that was the good nice thing that they did. Some of the things that they did, the Israelis shielded the world from. And you should be thanking them. But to see the racism that I'm seeing, I'm sick to my stomach. I am absolutely sick to my stomach. I want to know where the hippies are that aren't standing up and saying, you don't go and wholesale kill civilians who have never done a good goddamn thing to you. 72 virgins, my ass. And by the way, there couldn't be no 72 virgins for all these jackasses because they think that a woman can only get into heaven if she's a virgin. So they make sure to rape any prisoner that's female so that she can't get into heaven. They have to be a virgin. Now riddle me this, Batman. How many people, how many women have you killed that ain't gonna be the virgins up there? That's the only ones you get in heaven. How many virgins died and went to heaven? You think, oh, get 72? No, you killed them, you raped them. They don't get to go to your heaven. It's just demonstrably evil. Then I woke up and President Trump and the Israeli forces took out Iran's nuclear facility. They were just, I think, days from a bomb, a nuclear weapon package that could be delivered. And they had delivery systems by then too. And I think people have forgotten that the Clintons are the ones that sent him uranium. Or maybe it was the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, that did it during the Obama years. These things confuse me. I'm old. Look it up or let me know if you want to know. But they were armed by us. They were same as the Hussein thing in Iraq. And who was running, by the way, through the Iraq museums in black with gear? I'm talking, down to the ear things and all that. This was teams that were deliberately going through museums and smashing and grabbing certain items. I'd like to know what that's about. I would also love to know what else is at the Smithsonian, because there's a lot of shit in there, but, well, I think they might have got rid of a lot of it and destroyed it. What about the fact that Johnny, President Trump, love you, came clean finally and said what John F. Kennedy was killed for trying to do? There's like 21 species visiting the planet. I've been calling this place a prison planet because if you're on a different planet, they can come here. You got more technology than we do. So when they piss you off, they could drop you on Earth because you can't get off. You get to the moon, you can't stay there. So for at what, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 12,000 years, whatever. It was 6,000 when I was in school, and they expanded it, I think, to 12, and now they're like 300,000. I saw a hammer they found in 200 million year old coal. How did a 200 million year old hammer show up? They call those oak boards. Out of place objects. Yeah, I love that. And on top of that, everybody can do this. Everybody. It's an infinite possibility up here, guys. If you're talking to me, I won't be talking so much. I bet you guys make more sense than I do, but it's a bar, so I get happy while I'm up here. And I'm about whittled through this, and I've gotten about 20 minutes back in, which is probably about where I was when I jumped off. Sorry, I'm in my 60s, kind of. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Be kind. Be kind. Um, I get irritated when my husband gets in my program and he's all greasy and he's looking for something that's mine. I have a personal space thing, and he knows that. We've been together for decades. And I'm not a nice woman sometimes. I gotta admit. I will turn around and punch you. Don't blow up at me. Don't come at me because you're mad, because you will lay down. I will hit you with something. It might be one of the checkerboard. I don't care. They probably know that shit too. I don't care. So it got under my skin. So I just left them out there because like I said, I know the young men who were out there. They were, hey, this one that most of them call me Queen or Queenie. Because they keep saying they never find me in just a pair of sweatpants. And my husband goes, she doesn't own sweatpants. She looks like that today because she's cleaning the house. If she was actually going to the mailbox, she'd be in some different. He's not wrong. I've been here 15 years, the longest I've been anywhere in my life, because I got adopted, Army, all that. And somehow, everywhere I went, people noticed me, and I don't know how, and they remember me. The Kroger I have here is about a mile, maybe a half mile from me. It's brand new, well, 2 years now. And I rarely go there, and yet, hi, it's good to see you. You've been in it a while. I love what you're wearing. And it's all my life has been that way. I've always felt like I was just watched. And finally, I just decided to ignore it in my younger years. And here I am in my older years. And I'm like, these people, I have a reputation. I can't just, get up and go to Walmart in my pajamas. I couldn't do it. That you could point a gun at me and tell me to do it. I said, shoot me. I'm not doing that shit. Tase me, shoot me, I don't give a shit. I want to have a little bit more of my cigarillo on the cigar. They go out. And I had to quit smoking about 5-6 years ago. And one of my guests came up and he had one of these. And I used to smoke these in Europe because we sold the Marlboros. That paid my rent. That Jack Daniels and American ice cream and Levi jeans. They loved that shit. That's how I paid rent. We had marks then. Their money was marks. France's money was francs. England had the pound. I understand that it's all the euro dollar thing there. That to me is more confusing than the marks, but okay. But I mean, that's how I bought my BMW when I was up in there tomorrow. But they only gave you so many a month. You can only buy so many a month. So I smoked these. They were some French prints, kind of like a little bit close. And these were great. So my husband is really great. And he said, you can have those, but you can't buy them if I agree to let you have them. And I said, okay, that's a good idea, because then I wouldn't smoke. They come with just $5 for a pack. And they were only $5. And people began to get those instead of cigarettes, I think, because cigarettes are like $100 for a mark or something. And I was like, I only allowed a little bit. So by the time I get up there after only doing 3 broadcasts a week, I miss my cigarillos, so I put them in. This is, again, the only place I technically drink. If we have guests over, we're there at the party, we're making margaritas, we're making old fashions, we got the shit there. Oh, excuse me. My husband likes to buy, he goes to the bottle shop, and he comes up with this funny stuff that he buys. Whatever it is, it's funny, you've never heard of it. It's got a weird bottle to it. So they like, this is a big bar, and on the other is the mirror that holds not all of my stemware. I have a big china cat for the rest. I have a lot of stemware, but there's a lot of stemware there, and we have separate tumbles and all that, depending on what we're drinking. And it's a big mirror and all that. So it's a lot of fun to get up here at the bar with our friends because we can see each other. You might have to lean up forward a little bit. We can see each other in the mirror. The big mirror. So we love this. I love the way we redid the house. And And plus, I injured myself so bad on the stairs. So there went the studio upstairs. I'm like, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to stay broadcasting from the car. But I know my husband's out finishing up the yard work because every 3 days there's junk in the backyard. We don't know how that happens. It's not the same grass that's on the other three sides of the house. The other three sides of the house, you can mow it once every 6 weeks. I mean, he'll mulch it. But the backyard, it's a jungle. And we used to have a jungle out back there before Hurricane Helene. And I was already broken in pieces and was due to get surgery the day Hurricane Helene hit. And it spun tornadoes and came right through all of our suburbs that were near me. I don't know how it took out my house, but nothing else. We had two big storage houses out there. One looks like a Fireman's Row with the white stripes, it's big. Then there's another smaller one that my sons had left here. This was his starter home. And when his son was 13, he found out he was about to have a baby. Surprise! And they wanted a bigger house, and they couldn't keep both, and this one didn't sell. So instead of buying the lake house, which we were going to do, we came up and we bailed them out. We bought this one. Now we're all about to move again. And I actually thought, this is the longest I've lived anywhere. I would probably be here till I was gone. Because tomorrow's not given. And I don't know about the rest of the hippies out there, but I partied down. I live life running. Party both ends of that candle. I am not a bit sorry. I'm not sorry about anything in my life. Single mom and all of the above. I did what I had to do, and I did it really well. And I need you hippies to get your asses in here. And we need to stand up and say, you can't say that was my fault. And if one more from the N generation or the eighth, whatever they are, gets in my face and tells me, well, I pay your Social Security. I'm going to make them eat concrete. I paid for my Social Security. You talk to the government about them spending my Social Security, your Social Security, your grandchildren's Social Security, and their grandchildren's Social Security. But don't get in my face because I didn't do it. That's my money. I don't know how they had what they did. I don't care. I'm old. I earned it. Get over it. Put yours into something else. We weren't given any choices, and neither were you. But if you want my advice, you'll match it. Because we didn't. And Medicaid and Medicare, they took all that money out all your life. You can use it if you get an insurance company that you pay mine was $154 a month, and then you could use your Medicaid benefits. I see my doctor twice a year. Why would I pay, $1,500 a year so I can go to the doctor twice a year? I'm the fucking mice. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. It's not a kid's show. And I am an Army veteran, and sometimes it just shows up because I did best. But in any event, I need to get off of here. If you see me, come and talk to me yourself. Don't share, don't like, don't do none of that. Just come and join my live chat. Throw a comment in. I'll get right back to you. I do look for my comments. If you have suggestions, so forth and so on, that you want to talk about, everything is on the table. Are there ghosts? You bet your goodness. Donald Trump, President Trump, just released that we've got all the UFOs. Those, like I said, I call it a prison plan, but there's like 27 different nations, somebody said, are visiting the United States. And he's released the federal footage that they've caught with all of our, military. We're like, we can't see something. I like the one pilot that's going, look at that thing, look at that thing, look at that thing. I was hoping to meet him some days on my bucket list. But nowadays, a bucket list is just something you're like, yeah, it's never going to happen, but I'll write it now. I was just shooting for another half an hour because I think I had 40 in the can already. So I'm at my half-hour point, so I'm about to end up here. Come and see me, talk to me, leave a note, leave us something, I don't know, like, dislike, I don't know, get off your asses, hippies, and unite. Let's talk. There's so much shit going on right now. We could talk till the cows came home. We wouldn't get around one topic. This is so awesome. This is Dick Tracy on steroids, man. Here's George Jetson time. I'm just missing the pad, the jet pad. In any event, guys, try to have a great week. I'm hoping I'll be back on Friday. Don't hold me to it. So, toodle pip.